going to take you guys into an Ascension energy update for the month of March. Regardless of when you tune into this video, you will receive the downloads and the messages that you need because energy is timeless. My name is Stormy Calder. I'm a psychic medium, a shaman, an Akashic Records reader and teacher, and a high performance coach. Here to help you activate and step into your highest waking reality, your highest potential in this life. I'm here to help ease and soften your spiritual journey. If that's your vibe, go ahead and tap that subscribe button, and I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. If you're new, just say hello, introduce yourself, and or if there's something in the video that resonates, let me know. If you are interested in learning more about the Akashic Records, I have an entire 8-video free training for you that you can learn all about how to read your own Akashic Records. I will leave a link for you in the description below. All right, I'm in the Akashic Records right now. I'm just going to tune in, drop in, breathe, and then get you guys a beautiful message for March. It is with deep remorse that we meet you at this time, dear angelic souls. We are the guardians of the records coming through Stormy to transmit your message for the month of March. The remorse is as follows. There seems to be a discrepancy through which many of you think you have had access to an alternate reality that has been a phantom level of access. We do apologize, for it has been quite a project here in the Akashic Records to be on top of each and every one of your soul development, to try to stream the messages through to each of you through your highest selves. What has happened here is a level of mystery even for us in the records. Through the previous months this year, you have encountered what has been an illusionary-based timeline. We weren't sure how to communicate it to each and every one of you so that you could neglect and reject the realities that have been facing themselves in front of you as a terrorizing movie screen in one way or another, whether it is personally or it is something that you have been watching online and through your reality. This is a direct reflection of an illusion. We apologize. We are in significant remorse in our lack of ability of reaching each and every one of you. We did not understand the vastness of the election protocol within the United States. There has been a lot of mishap and mishaven across what it is to be in the records, within the Akashic Records, within the Akasha, and all of the timelines. There has been so much magic and swapping of realities to allow those of you who are in your human form and bodies to be swapped, where you are perceiving a reality that does not exist. All of this false mishap that you've each been seeing, viewing, encountering is a complete rejection of reality. It is not the truth, not by anything even close. We are not telling you to become complacent. Of course, do what you need to do to feel grounded in your human protocol. However, we wish to describe to you that the terror that you've been watching, seeing, perceiving, living for some of you in one way or another is not the truth. We have been working overtime and drastically underestimated what it was going to be to keep you up in this time of ascension. And we do mean that, to keep you up. It is our responsibility as larger masters and guides to keep up the humans, for you are just human. You deserve the support from us. You deserve the support from every ascended master on every team across the planet that is working through the records to help lift you up, even when you are surrounded in a pigsty and total and complete energetic chaos. Most of you have been in a total swept up cosmic storm where you have not had any level of clarity, but have been in sweeping confusion. That is the point of the energies that have been presented to you at this time. The energies of the darkness, of the unconscious, of the powerful forces that wish to switch over your consciousness have been counting on the reliance of confusion. If they can confuse you, then they can throw you off balance, which is to change your trajectory because you are no longer sure about who you are or how you be, or what is real in front of you. It's very disorienting. We have been working overtime and are continuing to work overtime. Stormy is hosting this channel as an open transmission that she is being given access to right now as a transmission, that should you decide to enter your own Akashic records through meditation, through an intention and practice of cultivating the practice of working within your Akashic records. If you are new, worry not, dear ones, we are here to support you. Stormy has videos to support you in accessing your own Akashic records. You can enter your own Akashic records through meditation practice, and we will meet you with a specific transmission that is meant for this video and is only accessed through your own personal channel. What this channel is going to provide to you is to be kept up. Once you open the dialogue with Spirit through your Akasha, you open up the dialogue with all of your masters, teachers, loved ones, your elevated ancestors, the ascended masters through which you work, who will then have the ability to have direct access to you because you have opened up the telephone line and given the dial-up number to your specific frequency as a human. This will be drastically life-changing in the absolute best of ways, especially for those of you who have not entered your own Akashic records through meditation. It is a form of meditative practice. It is a form of reconciling previous beliefs. It is a form of reconciling your own personal energy. It is coming back into the energy of the self, coming back into clarity. If you start to cultivate a practice of working within your own Akashic records, at least opening them up once through meditation, you will begin to sort through quickly and reject the external chaos that has been challenging your own internal mind on what is real and what you can trust energetically and for sources. We help you to cut through the illusion of what is real and what is not, what it is to be one with your soul, helping to create a vibratory isolation between you and everything around you so that you can feel what is you in truth. And as you begin to work with us, we're going to be able to help you in a much more rapid way because we will have your specific telephone ID number as a human. If you are new to Stormy's work, she is cultivating a community of humans that learn to think for themselves. They have their own opinions, they have their own soul frequency, and they maintain their own frequency in their creative expression. We are bringing this as an option to you, for many of you are in chaotic swarms, wondering who you are, attaching yourselves to many different identities to fit in with those around you. If you are new to this work, welcome. We enjoy newbies as much as we enjoy advanced experts. Stormy is an expert at the Akashic Records and is an expert at guiding and being the Sherpa to walk people through their destiny paths to find their own destiny within their own practice of working with the Akashic Records, which are the blueprint of the soul. You can think of us like a library or a database where you are able to access the core authentic soul frequency that you are. It is like creating a vibratory isolation, cosmic column of light consciousness that can surround you and follow you through the day to keep you in protection, grant you access to your highest levels of being and awareness, and allow you to work your own personal magic quite effortlessly. This is very much a you experience where you learn about you. You learn about your soul. You learn about who you have come here to become in this beautiful planet that you have landed on, emerged from within. Now, it is with complete grace that we are going to kick Stormy out of the records and have her bring the message of the month of March to you specifically from her beautiful human eyes and her human perspective, for it is far more worthy of your attention than the esoteric nonsense we might bring you on how to navigate human reality right now. All right, friends. I specifically asked the records for messaging today in a transmission channel, because I know you guys like that, to give you the messages for March. They just kicked me out of the trance channel, and as you've seen, have asked me to speak to the humans as a human. My relationship with my higher guides and with the light councils I used to work with, everybody has essentially just come forward with me and said, Stormy's going to speak as the human. In general, my human consciousness is very, very, very strong and is actually much more beneficial than a lot of the starseed consciousnesses, etc., because they're not human. They're not here. They can only talk to theory. They're not going to tell us how to put one foot in front of the other. They're just going to tell us the theory. Put one foot in front of the other. So Stormy's going to tell you what to do at the human level. Now, I need to kind of just express my higher self, and I will give you some quick themes for March on how to navigate as I Sherpa you through what's been a cosmic storm, apparently. For those of you that haven't had a lot of experience in the Akashic Records, the guides and guardians take on many, many different expressions. I have heard them apologize, kind of like the way that they did in this message. You know, a few years ago even, there was a day where I went into the Akashic Records and I saw like boxes flying across walls and beings were running around. It was chaotic. And I was like, what's going on, you guys? And they were like, we're overloaded. They were like, we're trying to help all of you. And it's just really chaotic up here. And I was like, wow, I didn't even know spirit was like that. So that's kind of what's happening right now. Here's theme number 1 for March. If you need help, if you feel like you are overwhelmed emotionally, overwhelmed mentally, you're in a level of chaos or can't quite see clearly what the next step is, ask for help cosmically. So based on what they described in the previous part of this channel and also what I'm receiving right now, there's a lot of help, but we have to ask for it. So because there are so many humans that are having difficulty right now, all of the guides and guardians are on overtime. Like they're describing it to me like overtime, the way that we work, you know, like once you hit 12 hours, then there's like double time. That's what's happening with the Akashic Records. What does that mean for you? It means that your typical guidance, your typical guardian angels, the angelic teams and masters that would normally attune themselves to you and give you the attention you need without you asking, they need you to ask right now, just because they're overloaded. And I'm being shown again, they're just telling me like, it's not always this way. They love to perceive your needs ahead of time. They love it. It like literally all of the guardians work to do that. They work to make our lives easier. They love it. That's just not where spirit is right now. So if you're struggling, take a little time to meditate and call up to your guardians and say, I need some extra help right now. I need clarity. Please be on call for me all day. These are my problems. And then what they're telling me to do is pull out a sheet of paper and list out all of your problems. If you were a CEO and you were to delegate to other people to take care of all of your problems, this is you talking with spirit. You are going to create a list of delegations. Okay. You can also call this a God list. Write everything down and you can be as demanding or as punky as you want with spirit. Like the Akashic Records are telling me right now that they really, they feel like they've been really lagging behind in their availability for human guidance, for light worker support, we would call it. Empath support. Like they're recommunicating to me again. I can feel it in my heart. Oh, they're so sad. The level of remorse. They have so much remorse. They have a tremendous amount of regret. Do you guys want to tell me can you tell me why again? We mistook human needs for cosmic needs. We misplaced our resources. The fault of what's happening right now is ours. It is the larger guidance team's issue. It's not actually a human issue. The reason why there's so much chaos is because there was a misunderstanding of the level of human support that was necessary. We shifted our focus to cosmic focus, for the Akashic Records are not just a human construct. They're all over the universe. So the Akashic Records, and they run a lot of the guidance systems on the planet. They're tied into a lot of the support that we all receive. Had their attention, their focus was shifted into a different matter. Can you guys tell me more? Not unlike if you had two children, one was a 17-year-old going into college and one was an 8-year-old going into second grade. They have drastically different needs, but the 8-year-old needs a lot more attention. So what happened is the Akashic Records are showing it to me like raising children. The Akashic Records shifted their attention to the high school graduates moving into college. What was that? Ascension teams on other planets. The Arcturians were getting a lot of support. Okay, so the Akashic Records essentially to the cosmic gates. The stargates. So the Akashic Records shifted their support to the stargates. So I'm not sure, I'm not privy to it. I don't care to explore it right now, but there's a lot of cosmic disturbance around the stargates, where they're showing me it's like akin to a graduation. There were a lot of light beings that are higher vibrational light beings than we are human. In the 7th to 9th dimensional realities that needed a tremendous amount of support to ward off a significant attack. A cosmic level nuclear attack, essentially. But in the process, they neglected the humans, the human consciousness, the light workers on the planet. And they're telling me this was done in a way that they didn't anticipate the results. They misstepped. There was a huge misstep across cosmic guidance, across starseed. It actually looks like it's a assembly issue. There's a leadership issue happening at the starseed level. If you guys are wondering, like, they run like humans do, like as above, so below, as below, so above. Everybody's got their fucking problems. I don't know what to tell you. Including the Akashic Records and including larger starseed councils. So everybody's like racing to get their shit together up there is what I'm hearing. This also will only come through me as a channel. You're not going to hear this level of language through other channels. The Akashic Records and all the larger guidance teams with me, I have so much trust with them that they will speak very candidly through me, because I've built such a level of adoring relationship where I'm able to extend understanding to them, which is why they can speak this way through me. I don't expect them to be perfect. I literally have had my higher guides, my guidance teams and ascended masters come to me and say, we want to work with you, but we need you to hold the human standard with us. And I was like, what do you mean? And they were like, do not hold us to perfection. We are not any more perfect than you. We just have a different vantage point. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. So I bring my humanity to all of my relationships, which is why they're speaking in a way that is very human, if that makes sense. This is a very stormy channel. You're not going to see this level of communication anywhere else. The Akashic Records are very fun, silly, goofy with me, because they know that they can let loose in front of me, because I'm not propping them up on a pedestal expecting them to put on a performance for me. And that is the way that they will show themselves to most of you when you go into your records. They're not going to be silly, goofy, loose. They're not going to be like, we're more. They're going to be holding a very strong, very stoic standard. They are stoic to the point of potentially being intimidating. That is typical for the Akashic Records. Now, they're asking me to tell you the difference, because when you go into your own records or you do this work yourself to one way or another, you're going to have a very, very different level of conversation. So if you want the entertainment channel, click on Stormy. Subscribe. Okay, that's what I got for you. Let me continue to tap in with them, because they're being very, very real with me. So they had their attention shifted to the stargates, and essentially they left the 8-year-old locked in a room by itself. Can you tell me that again? We forgot to feed you. I don't know what all of this means, but essentially they're showing me feeding tubes, feeding lines of energy that move from the higher realms into the lower realm, into Earth for us, so that we can, they're showing me like a particle matter that drops into the planet, like through these tubes. And then those of us that are capable of accessing higher levels of light quotient eat it. Like we absorb it into our system. We know where to find it in nature. We know where to find it on our walks. It kind of gravitates and moves into us, and then we soak it in, and then we amplify our light for the day, for the week, what have you. They're telling me like, Oh my God, the Akashic Records are giving me another example. It's like they forgot to feed us. They forgot. They neglected Earth. That's what's being told to me right now. At more than a high level, at actually a dire level, and that's why they're all scrambling now. That's very interesting. I appreciate that you guys are so truthful with me and my audience. How could we not be truthful? You would demand it of us no matter what. You're right. Guilty. So the example they gave me is they're showing me a goldfish, a goldfish tank. And they're like, we left the goldfish in the tank for weeks and weeks and forgot to feed it. And you have to feed the goldfish every day. Otherwise, obviously, it's going to be malnourished and probably die. And what they're showing me, the visual, is that the goldfish is almost completely belly up. And now they're all working overtime to feed the collective, I guess, or to feed light work, to feed. So I don't know. If you've been struggling, it's not that everybody's like going into spiritual death, but they are working some severe overtime. Those of us, they're telling me those of us that have good batteries, like I have a good battery, I don't think I have been reaching up to them as much, actually. I've been reaching internally and channeling from the planet. So if you have a strong planetary connection, you don't necessarily need the feed from the higher realms, because you can receive the feed, the cosmic love from the planet herself. She is a 7th dimensional being. She is very, very powerful, obviously physically. And then she's also got an auric field, and you can feed off of her auric field. Now, the Akashic Records are identifying the soul family feeding. It's like feeding the goldfish, like the little nutrients of light quotient. They're called light packets. They drop them into our consciousness, where we awaken very naturally within our own spiritual abilities, our ability to cut through illusion and the matrix, our ability to make good decisions. It actually supports us pretty tremendously in our day-to-day human tasks. They're calling it like a task manager to me. So it's almost like they completely neglected the task manager for higher level human consciousness, the higher mind. Okay. Your ability to steer and to see far ahead has been shoddy. It's been a shitty Wi-Fi signal. Okay. That's what's been happening. So, create your God list. Send a note up to spirit in meditation. You could do it in the morning or the evening and say, I need help. Give them your full, complete legal name. Be like, and your full, complete legal name. I'm requesting help from the Akashic Records, Ascended Masters, the Angelics, and the highest guidance teams available on planet Earth. And I am requesting additional support in every way possible. That is the request. So that's theme number 1. All right. Welcome to March. Theme number 2. What's the theme number 2 for March? Quality over quantity. Ditch the idea that you need to get more done every day and focus on doing less, but build up your ability to create more power in the less that you do. So I would translate this as working smarter, not harder. This has a lot to do with condensing your power in every action that you take. Another way I could say that is condensing your presence. So a lot of us do take a lot of actions every day, and they're not necessarily with the most amount of presence. Those actions are kind of just done to do them, and Spirit's saying that's not the way forward through March. Every action you take should have a full amount of power, a full amount of presence. So just keep that in mind. Theme number 3 is Ascension comes at a cost. That cost is singularly important to what it is to match with other humans. Can you tell me a little bit more? There's a lack of matching, and that's what you need to know. As you ascend, it's going to become blatantly obvious that A, you don't fit in, B, the people that you love or that love you are going to be butting heads with you. And that's not that you're bad or anything. It's like literally if they don't have their own ascension practice, you're going to be butting heads with them, because it looks like there's a drastic shift. They're showing me a seismic shift in consciousness, where those of us that are riding these higher ascension waves are just launching. very quickly. And they're saying that we're each going to feel isolated. There's a level of vibratory isolation to keep us protected through this process. We will feel alone during this process. You may feel a bit like a hermit. You may not want to go out. You may not want to even talk to people, honestly. And they're telling me just let it be. Don't try to force people into your life and make them fit and bring them along with you. Come on, we'll all ascend together. Cut that shit out. It's going to be a nightmare. They're saying just allow yourself to be held in vibratory isolation in this column of light that is isolating your vibrational frequency from those around you. So it's just keeping your stuff yours, so that you can ascend. And they're telling me I'm just seeing in the future, and then I'll tap into what that timeline's like. But in the future, we will all reconvene, and there will be a shared likeness of attraction where those of us that have done this ascension process that's happening through March will all be able to either like match or come together or attract each other in, and we'll all come together in some level of like likeness at the human level, and we'll make new friendships and we'll be in new relationships and the whole thing. They're just saying right now, don't rely on human relationship to make you feel good. It's not going to happen. Okay, so I would say that's the next theme. Probably theme number 4 is that conflict is in the air. Sing about it. Enjoy it. Let it go. Okay? Conflict is in the air. You're not going to be getting along with everyone. In fact, you're probably going to be getting along with no one. So allow that to be okay. Do not force yourself to fit in. Do not force yourself to overstay your welcome. Like, don't make yourself act in a way where you are acting and trying to become something that you're not in order to fit in with someone around you. Like, if you are no longer enjoying a conversation with someone, politely excuse yourself. Do not make yourself do anything. Do not make yourself fit in with people. And if they, let me see what's going on here. Over contemplation of the egoic mind. Oh, okay. So you guys are all in your head. You're all overthinking. And you're all attached to who you're supposed to be or who you think you're supposed to become. And some of that is wrapped into your spiritual practices, into your manifestation practices, into the videos you watch on YouTube or anywhere else. Like, it's part of your existing behaviors. Well, I act like this, so I have to do these things. Listen, let it go. If maybe you've been a really over-accommodating person and perhaps you love to ask people lots of questions in person and keep them engaged in conversation, and that used to be a part of your behaviors and patterns that make you feel like a good human. And now, the last few days or the last month maybe recently, you've just been like, I don't give a F what you think. I don't want to talk to you. But this is conflicting with the version of myself that I think that I am because I'm the sort of person that accommodates. I want you to enjoy this conversation. That's a quick little example, okay? That's like an example of an ego construct, of an identity construct. And they're asking to break that construct and just honor the moment of where you are now. If you're not feeling conversation, but facilitating conversation is a part of your egoic identity, traditionally, of you being a good human, just break it. Just let it go. And they're saying if you need to pick it back up later, you can, but it's actually just holding you back because there's such a level of seismic shift in consciousness directly in front of each and every one of us. They're showing me like timelines, like glass walls, rising and lowering in between each of us when we're in conversation with other humans. And they're showing me it's so chaotic that like you may be attracting people into your life. This is very interesting. That you might assume like, oh, the law of attraction brought them in. It's like, yes, but the law of attraction is faulty right now. That's what I'm being shown. The spiritual alignment to physical reality is faulty. So you have to rely on vibratory isolation, your communication with spirit, dialing up and giving them your code, your phone number to your human awareness, which also can be done daily as an intention. And there's an honoring of how you feel in the moment around other people, and don't dishonor that feeling. If you feel out of place, they're showing me like a glass wall goes in between and you and the other person, because the law of attraction is not perfect right now. It's very like in total upheaval. So what you're attracting is not necessarily a reflection of who you are. It's not necessarily a reflection of your positive vibrational reality. Actually, there's a lot of crud coming into our fields, a lot of circumstances and events that don't belong there. And it's up to us in these moments to look at the people or the situations and honor where we are right now. If you don't want to talk to someone, politely excuse yourself. Very simple. If there's a food you used to love and for whatever reason you're looking at it and you're like, this looks monstrous to me, I can't possibly eat that. Don't you dare eat it. Like, you are being isolated from other timelines and other realities. And there's something about March that just is very different than what is accustomed to our standard, I guess is what I would say, between heaven and earth. It looks like they're doing a big cosmic rearranging process, and they're telling me again, our fault, not yours. Our fault, not yours. We didn't feed you. There's an overemphasis of needing to reseed higher light frequencies back into the planet, but they're not quite just here yet. Which means you can't rely on external appearance. You can't rely on the laws right now. I'll say specifically the law of attraction, but the laws are working with what's already been seeded on the planet, and the planet is missing the higher dimensional realities of light. That is the long-winded way of saying trust yourself, trust your instinct, trust your primal impulse. Don't make yourself do anything that your body doesn't want to do. Let your body lead the way. Trust that. And do a cleanse. So I don't know who needs this right now, but I can smell black seed oil on me and I don't have it on me. So I have some in my kitchen. Maybe you guys need that. I don't know why. I've been taking it every day as like a cleanse. But I can smell it. So I know they're telling me, whoever needs that, go check that out. Do a little research on it. Cleanse. Hold on. Let me ask them. What makes you feel stable in your body? I'm fasting right now. I've also been struggling fasting. And even me saying that totally makes sense of this chaotic nonsense. I'm like, oh, that's why I've been struggling. I never struggle fasting. It's super easy for me. And I've been it's been hard. So anyway, it could be fasting. It could be doing a juice cleanse, a smoothie cleanse. It could be just going on a whole foods diet. Anything that will create a cleanse in your body, a reset, will be helpful to you literally clearing out. It just looks like lower dimensional energies that aren't as typically around in mass in the way that they are now. We really neglected our ability to perceive human needs, and we are so sorry. We overlooked the needs of the human. We attended to the higher aspects of self and the fifth dimensional realities without attending more specifically to the third dimensional realities, because it was a level of foresight that was missed in pre-planning. And we are now assembling what we will call an army of legions to support you in mass, because the level through which we now need to support you is so much higher than it was before. We are in such a very, very, very high level of remorse. If you are going through any spiritual upheaval that feels really, really harmful or hurtful, please just blame it on us. We would never say this, but we are saying it to you now because it is the truth now. We, as collective of light beings, have made it more difficult on you, not less, through the last months. And we are so sorry. And we are working out our karma now of cleaning up the earth in a new way, where we have to become abundantly and overly available to your every waking need. Where it is like you are a child, almost like a 2-year-old, demanding your needs and expecting them to be met. So the level of spiritual narcissism that they've brought through as being problematic within the collective level, it's not that it's not a problem, but it's that the light workers weren't working in levels of that more like narcissism, but it's not really narcissism in this way. but they're showing me that they're feeling the need for us. So throw your temper tantrums with spirit, be demanding, be like, this is what I need, bah, 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 bah. They're not telling me to be disrespectful, but they are saying like there's an inherent vast need. And if you don't demand it with spirit, it's going to be hard to hear you, is what they're saying to me, because there's so much damage going around. I don't know. I don't know if it's I don't know exactly what's going on. I can't totally see it, but just take that as it resonates for you. So get demanding with spirit. Don't hold back. Don't feel sorry about it. Normally they would require far more reverence, and they will go back to that standard. But for now, please be demanding with your needs. They're saying specifically your physical needs, your needs to pay rent, your needs for food, your needs to cover for your children. They're saying there was a huge discrepancy on the planet where the dark forces took over the planet. That's what's happening. There was a huge takeover because they shifted their attention away, and they're saying they could have prevented it, and now they're working overtime, and they're saying it is correctable. Obviously. But we need to work overtime, and we need you to sit down, stop trying to fix everything yourself, and give spirit the riot act. I don't know what this means for you guys, but just take it as you will, okay? I don't know if this is coming. Is this coming? It already came and went, and we're sorry. Okay, so it's been the last few months. Is there something we're not seeing? Oh. Okay, I'm going to give you the Stormy translation. There have just been a lot of mischievous I'm going to lighten it a little bit. There have been a lot of mischievous forces. You know, this makes sense because I actually, I've been getting slammed by demonic forces. And I always catch it, I do my work, but I've been wondering if it was me. Recently, I'm like, dear God, I feel like it's on high. And they're saying, no, it's not. It's me just being vulnerable, transparent with you guys. So you've got your version of it. No, it's not you. It's the fact that these forces were fed. They were fed a lot. They were hungry, angry dogs, and they were given a lot of raw food, a lot of raw meat. So they're very big. I'm going to put it in big quotes, okay? It's not something to be afraid of, but the demonic forces, the fallen angelic forces that are running the planet right now. Got it. That's why they're working overtime, because they're running the planet right now. Don't be scared about it or anything. It's just like, whatever. Reality is, it'll shift as it needs to. Totally makes sense though, because I feel like I've been on high level offense for a while now. 4 months. Okay, so tell me that again. It's a lot of work. We're sorry. You've all been getting slammed because there's such a level of demonic mischief that it looks like it might even be ruining your personal relationships. So those of you that feel like your personal relationships with people that you love are on the rocks, that's part of this mishap, which is why we're being called into vibratory isolation. It's protecting the individual frequencies. The planet as a whole has already turned over, but each of us that requests the vibratory isolation, or is that those of us that are a higher frequency soul, are being placed in vibratory isolation. So it's almost like the safe points in the planet are now people. They're not locations. They're the higher vibrational people. And those of us that are higher vibrational are holding that vibratory isolation like they're likening it to like a temple, like the Ascension temples, like where there will be apparitions from saints and stuff. Like essentially those of us that are higher vibrational are now carrying that energy, that vortice, because it's almost like the planet shifted. So the humans are now holding the Ascension matrix individually. And many of us individually in vibratory isolation creates a collective. That's not a full collective, it's individuals, but many individuals holding a core vibrational soul frequency that is of a higher dimensional reality creates a larger amount of it on the planet that concentrates, and then it starts to feed and recreate the arc field around the planet. That is how the star seeds access our frequency. The frequency was disrupted at the outer ledge of the planetary arc field where the Arcturian ships, they're telling the Arcturians specifically, are hovering around the planet to hold that they're telling me 9th through 12th dimensional energetic realities that are held in the cosmic arc field. It's almost like a force field, were destroyed. So the force field was broken. If you guys think about it like Star Wars, if you watch them, like there'll be a force field around a planet, and then like once oppositions like puncture through through that force field, then the force field drops, and then they can just get in and wreak havoc, right? This is also in the Avenger movies. That's what I'm being shown. That's the example. So the Arcturian, they're saying specifically the Arcturian starseed ships were holding that frequency range, and the range dropped, and now there's a significant amount of, oh wow, I'm feeling this in my spine. I don't like this. There's a significant amount of cosmic attacks. I'm not going to go into the races. I don't feel like bringing it all up. But there are malevolent races attacking the planet. And they are activating soldiers. Oh, wow. Some of your friends might not be friends after this. They might have been before. They might have been on an ascension track or innocently moving forward in one way or another. But the planet's turned over. So we're now on, and this stuff will shift again. I'm getting pain now. The planet shifted into a dark frequency, into a lower dimension almost. I don't know the specifics of all of this language. I'm just channeling it as I do. Listen to other people to fill in all the gaps, and between all of us, you'll get the story. Okay? Pick your partner and stick to it. So we are not in mass numbers, and anyone that was on the fence, which is most of humanity, is being attacked with addiction patterns, with narcissism, with psychopathy. These are all lower level entity forces. They're demonic forces, and by forces, they have personalities. They have a lot of energy. They are like forces of nature, but they are forces of demonic possession, okay? They have been attacking humanity so hard without the protection from the higher realms. So people are turning. I forget what it's called. You guys can fill me in, those of you that follow this stuff, but I think it's a dark flowering. It's where the heart reverses its ascension into a descension, and then they're showing me the eyes turn black. These are people that you may have been friends with at one point or another. If there's someone in your environment that feels dark, that was friends with you and you did trust, but something about them feels dark, please trust that feeling. Accept your vibratory isolation and allow people to fall away and or reject them, because there's a larger level of demonic possession than there ever has been, because we were lacking protection. Those of us that are higher dimensional beings are, again, in vibratory isolation. We're being protected to a very, very, very high level. The point is, don't go mixing that. Don't give away your protection by trying to bring other people with you. Everyone that's protected and in isolation needs to be in isolation. This will feel like a lonely journey for a moment here. There are a lot of us in this. There are plenty of humans that can hold these frequencies. But I'm being shown that very, very, very clearly. It's like, don't panic by any means. I'm not getting any level of that fear consciousness. You guys will just know that with me and my channel, My guides are very fact friendly, like, because I can handle it. They're being very real with me right now. There was a massive dissension on the planet. I mean, that sucks, but the truth is that you guys will hear me say this a million times. The law of balance is real. The law of polarity is real. You can't just swoop the whole planet into darkness. That means, the higher concentration. You can, but there still has to be polarity. There still has to be balance. So those of us that are carrying high dimensional light are now carrying 100 times more high dimensional light. We're becoming much more powerful because there's less of us, many less of us. And the ops, I just call them ops now. I don't even care. The opposing forces that I tend to say are very impersonal. You might see them as personal. They might be people attacking you verbally or whatever, but it's very impersonal. They're just forces. Are in a very high level of strength. So just beat the bullies off with sticks. Okay? Start getting mouthy. Have hefty boundaries. This is not the time of peace, love, and light. This is the time of get the fuck out of my face, and if you don't, I will knock you out. Like, that's the energy difference, okay? Ascension used to be a little lighter, especially a few years ago. Now it's like, Ascension's like, Kung Fu artist, okay? Okay, you guys, is there anything else? Focus on vibratory isolation. You're not a hermit. You might just feel like a hermit temporarily because we are isolating each and every one of you. Securing your cosmic knowledge, your knowledge to your own DNA, your humanity, the records, and the planet. And we are all working overtime so that you guys can connect to each other in the very near future. Within 6 to 12 months, it will then come back into more collective frequencies after they do their repair with us. So for now, enjoy your peace of mind. Enjoy the show. It's going to be a show. Humanity. That's what I'm hearing. It's going to be a show. So sit in your little vibratory isolation and be like, whoa, that looks nuts. I'm so glad I'm vibing high in my little column of light. Don't come anywhere near me. And don't share that frequency. Sharing is caring only for your direct ascension partner. Generally speaking, you're not going to be totally, completely alone. Many of you will be matching up with partners, whether it's romantic or friends. Or the people, maybe you have someone already close. But they're telling me that those of us that are not matched up, they're saying those of us that aren't will be matched. Like there's going to be an active matching process in the next 6 months because of the conditions of the planet. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, or those of you that are in romantic, that's cool too. But there's going to be a matching of these, like, of the polarities of the self for ascension. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. This is a long channel and a little robust, as they usually are with me. Which is why I haven't been channeling as much for you guys, because it's a little bit of a lot. But I think I can handle it now, knowing this information. I'm like, oh, that's why I've had so many offs around me. Okay, well, so, hopefully I will bring you more videos like this now, knowing kind of the territory that I'm surveying. It's not like a few years ago where it's like, oh, so vibey and light and let's channel 12D. It's like, nope. Times are changing. Get into behavioral flexibility. Let's go. Like, okay, we're here for it. Alrighty, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this channel. If you liked the video, please like it. If you got this far, like the video, please, and comment. Please help me with the algorithm. I need to grow my channel. I need to grow. YouTube, can you hear me? Algorithm, come over here and please send my videos to the people that need them. Okay, thanks. Bye. Sincerely, Stormy. You can scoop my meditation albums or programs in the description links below, as well as my signature programs. In case I didn't mention it, I do have a free training where I teach you how to read your Akashic Records. in an 8-video series. You can get a hold of that in the link in the description below. I also have a long, wonderful, beautiful deep dive program called Akashic Records Immersion, where I teach you in a deep dive how to read and intuit your own Akashic Records, working with your higher self, mediumship, manifestation, and understanding cosmic downloads. It is an intuitive development program, a psychic development program, and will help you to improve your own psychic abilities. So if you're interested in that, I will leave that link in the description below as well, and or feel free to send me an email if you have any questions or wondering if it's a good fit for you. That's what I got for you guys. Enjoy the month of March. It's going to be a doozy, a blast, entertaining to say the least, and I will see you soon.